What's up guys, it's CJ the Bob's Burgers, Move Fan 2008 here, and today I'm going to do a review on Shark Tale. Came out in 2004, the same year as Team America World Police, Shrek 2, The Incredibles, the piece of crap Home on the Range, etc. Not naming the rest because we'll be here all day. So basically what the plot is all these sharks, they all one day disappear and then all the fishes come out hiding, they go living original lives. And there's this fish called Oscar. He works at a whale wash. He wants to be rich. He wants to be rich and all. And one day he there's this like debt thing. He like bets like all the money of his business like on something, and they lost. And then these two jellyfishes, Ernie and Bernie, take him out to like float around as like a little punishment. And then oh yeah, and they had to pay, and Oscar had to pay like 5 billion clams, million clams or something. Then one day, like a fish called Frankie comes to Lenny. Like there's a fish shark called Lenny, and he doesn't want to be a shark. And then his dad Don Lino tries to get him to be, and then his brother Frankie took him out and tries to eat Oscar, but then Lenny tries to let him run away. And then Frankie goes to get him, and then he gets crushed by a giant anvil. Not an anvil, but like an anchor thing from like what ships have and all, if you know what I mean, on like boats. And then he gets crushed, and then oh, hang on, guys. Then Frankie sadly dies, and then Ernie and Bernie were thinking that Oscar said the shark, and he lied saying yes, and he becomes rich, and he becomes like a shark sailor lying about it, and that's basically what the plot is. Now, guys, I'm gonna be honest. This movie is a massive part of my childhood. That's right, I actually still love this movie to this day. I really don't get why this movie's hated. I really don't get why. I actually still love this movie to this day. Now, guys, yeah, I do think I do like Shrek 2 more. But honestly, the reason I'm saying it, they're both DreamWorks movies that came out in 2004. Honestly, but honestly, Shark Tale, it's still a classic movie. But honestly, but let's get to it. So the story in this movie is great. I really love the storyline and the plot. It's great. The animation still holds up to this day, and the characters are great. We have Oscar. He's such a funny character, and then he's played by the legendary Will Smith. Which yeah, you all know my thoughts on Will Smith. I freaking love Will Smith. My favorite role from Will Smith is I Am Legend. Which yeah, and yeah, Will Smith. He's a great actor. He played in the I Am Legend and all that. Which yeah. Then we have Angie, which honestly I freaking love Angie. Angie's such a nice, generous character. She's such a great character. I really like Angie. I do like a voice actress. She also plays as her voice actress also plays as, she's also known as she also plays as Vanessa from B Movie and that girl from Me, Myself and Irene. Which yeah. And then we have Lenny, which Lenny's such a funny and generous character. Jack Black did such a great job playing this in, which we all know Jack Black. We love Jack Black. Played in a Minecraft movie and Paul from Kung Fu Panda, which I love Jack Black. It's a great actor. Did a great job playing as Lenny. And then we have Don Lino, which honestly Don Lino, he's such a great villain. I really like Don Lino. Which yeah, and yeah, there's some other characters like I like Sykes. He's a great character. And Ernie and Bernie, yeah, they're funny characters. And then we have Lola. No, I'm not talking about Lola from Big Mouth or Lola from The Lighthouse. I'm talking about the character Lola. Yeah, she's such a great villain. I really like her. I mean, yeah, she was like, I mean, she was a nice character at the start, and she wasn't really like a villain. But then she starts joining Don Lino's side, and yeah, her and Oscar like broke up, like were together, but then they both broke up. Which yeah, but Lola, she's such a great villain. I do like her. Maybe have some other villain like some other character. Sorry, like Mrs. Sanchez. Yeah, she's a funny character. Um, yeah, and then we have Luca the Octopus, honestly, he's a funny character. And then we have some other characters as well, like Crazy Joe's funny. I was financial advisor. That was funny, and there's a lot of great characters in this movie. Which yeah, but honestly, which yeah, and there's so many great scenes. I love the scene where the opening and they're playing a song by Bob Marley. No worries about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Yeah, such a great song. Bob Marley, yeah. He may rest in peace. He was such a great singer. Anyway, and then the scene where they were showing around stuff, and then there was this Chinese restaurant or sushi restaurant where the guy was like, there was no customers, and the guy was waiting, and he goes down a knife. It goes, oh, yeah, and then the song starts playing. That was funny. That I do feel bad that no one was in the restaurant, but now he knows how Plankton feels from SpongeBob SquarePants. He never gets any customers. Yeah, and then I mean, I also loved the scene where um where I forgot to say. Oh yeah, I loved the scene where Oscar was like seeing Ernie and Bernie, and Ernie and Bernie says, "It's the fish we're looking for." It's like Ernie, Bernie. His face is on. He starts singing, "Don't worry about a thing like this. Don't worry about a thing. It's gonna be alright." And then they slap him and say, "That's not how you seen it, man." Yeah, it was funny as. And then, "That's not how you seen it, man." Yeah, it was funny, that scene. And I love the scene where they're in the where Lenny and Frankie and Donalino were in a restaurant, and they were like sitting around eating, you know. And then there was shrimps, and then shrimps tell like a little sad backstory, which I do feel bad for the shrimp. And then Lenny was feeling bad, and then he doesn't want to eat it. Then Don was forcing him to eat it. And then he was like, "No, no, no, no! Put the fish! Put the shrimp down!" And then everyone starts looking and say, "Come on, you're free." And the shrimp says, "You're a good person." And the shrimp like threatens him, and Don was like, "Whatever." And then yeah, it was funny that. And then he comes back later on in the movie in a climax. He says, "Oh, look who's in the courthole. Say hello to my little friend." Yeah, a reference to Scarface, which Scarface is a classic. I enjoy that movie. Anyway, and then he goes like this, and the shrimp's going, "Ah!" And he went, that shrimp's crazy. Like, wow. He was a funny little shrimp. He acted innocent at first, and then halfway through, he actually became a tough shrimp. He's like, nobody messes with him. He's like, "Yeah, don't mess with me." He's basically like Barry from Sausage Party, where he was that innocent at the start, but then halfway through, after he like stood up like a human, he actually started acting tough and on brave, and doesn't want anyone messing with him. He's he I can basically describe the shrimp as Barry from Sausage Party. Oh, it's so cool. Anyway, and the bit where where Oscar and Lenny will pretend to have a fight, and then he says, and then he says, and then he accidentally eats him, and he says, and then Oscar says Lenny, and then they say, "What? Who's that? Pinocchio? Who was that? Who's that?" And then Oscar says, "Pinocchio, it's me, obviously." That was funny that. And then he pretends to throw him, and he says, "Oh, Kaiser Shark's liar!" Whoosh. Oh, such great acting in that scene. Like, yeah, and Oscar acting's so tough and all. Yeah, but I will say the most saddest scene in this movie is where Lenny's brother Frankie died. Which, even though he was pretty mean, but I will say it was sad when Frankie dies in the movie. Which yeah, when he gets crushed by that anchor, yeah, it was sad when he like died from that. And then he says this, and then Lenny says, "That's because we're cold." And Frankie says, "Oh, Lenny, I'm so cold." And then Lenny says, "Well, that's because we're cold blooded." And Frankie stops him going, "Ow! Moron. I will say when Lenny says that's because we're cold brothers. I will say that bit's funny, but the bit where Frankie, oops, sorry, I just dropped something. It was like a Mario thing. Sorry, but yeah, but the bit where Frankie dies, yeah, that's not. I will say that was very sad. But when Lenny says that's because we're cold blooded and Frankie stops him, I will say that was funny, but it's not funny when Frankie dies. It was sad. Oh yeah, and I love the beginning bit where Lenny, it says was Frankie says was Lenny was letting the worm go that we see at the start in the DreamWorks logo, and then he says then Frankie says to Lenny, ah! Lenny says to Frankie, sorry, ah, oh you give me a heart, and Frankie says, Lenny, what are you doing? And then Frankie says, Lenny said, I was picking you some flowers. Hey, Mom says it's not okay to hit. Ow! Then Frankie says, Mom's not here. Na, 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 na. What do you mean? It's our theme song. Yeah, it was funny that. And also, guys, the years and years ago, Shark Tale got a video game, which yeah, honestly, I enjoyed playing this game. I ain't played this game in a long time, but honestly, I will say this is such a great video game. I really enjoyed it, and screw Troll Span again, Vanderfoss 1 for hating this game, because honestly, this video game wasn't even that bad. It was such an awesome game, which yeah, but yeah. But honestly, I don't know any YouTubers that actually like this movie. Yeah, but yeah, honestly, do I have any negatives of this movie? Hell no, I don't have any negatives of this movie at all. So overall, guys, I give this movie a 10 out of 10. It's an amazing, brilliant masterpiece. I really love this movie very much. Now, if you guys hate this movie, I can totally handle your opinions, but me, I still love this movie to this very day. I still love this movie to this very day. I am never ever going to hate this movie, ever. If I ever had kids in the future, if I ever had kids, I'd definitely show them this and they'd enjoy themselves. Johnson, this is one of the most underrated DreamWorks movies I've ever watched. Like, seriously. Have you even seen Spirit Untamed and the Boss Baby movies? Seriously. Those are the worst DreamWorks movies ever made. It's those movies deserve to hate, not Shark Tale. I mean, yeah, Spirit Untamed, the Boss Baby movies I hated, but Shark Tale's definitely way better than them. Those movies, which So yeah, like I said, I give Shark Tale a 10 out of 10. It's an amazing, great masterpiece. I absolutely love this movie very much. It's one of my favorite movies from my childhood. If you guys hate this movie, I can totally handle your opinions. But me, I love this movie. I still love this movie to this very day, and I always will. So yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you all for watching, and oh, I forgot to mention, I love all the songs, like this song. I forgot the words, and then when Lola comes in, he says, "She's dangerous, super bad. She's a gold digger, digger. She's a gold digger, digger. She's dangerous." Yeah, I love that song, and I love the iconic song. Welcome to the car wash. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Working at the car wash, yeah. But yeah, every time I listen to that song, it literally takes me back. It literally takes me back. I literally think about Shark Tale and that scene that from Futurama season 1 episode 7 where Bender was getting washed at the robot wash, the same car wash. Yeah. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this review. Like I said, I give this movie a 10 out of 10. Amazing, great masterpiece. I also love this movie very much. If you guys hate this movie, I totally understand your opinions. But me, I still love this movie to this very day, and I always will do. So if I go off watching this review, and goodbye.